What is going on, YouTube? Today's day 1000 of my self-improvement journey. 1000. Wow. 1,000 days of self-improvement. So 1,000 days ago, I started self-improvement to get away from video games, specifically Geometry Dash. That was the game I was addicted to. And I wouldn't necessarily say addicted to anymore. I was just very passionate about it, and the social pressure around me, and just like from social media, people on social media like Hamza, Andrew Tate, and then also just like real life kind of, growing up and stuff. And like video games, they're not practical and, stuff like that. It kind of got to me, and it put me in this bubble, and so I quit video games. And originally, when I first started self-improvement, I like the first 100 to 200 days, I was just like working out downstairs in my basement, trying to eat better. Never really ended up being consistent with that, even till this day. I meditated, journaled every day, and then I also started writing books on day 15. So I've been doing, that's what I did for like the first 200 or so days, and like going on runs and just kind of like the typical, self-improvement activities I feel like most people would do if they started it, And then eventually around day 200, I went back to Geometry Dash, and it just never felt the same. I kind of went back and forth from like, should I play it, should I not play it? And I was going more from like extreme to extreme, like I'll never play it again, to I'm gonna be the best player, because that, like, back in 2022, so I quit on December 9th, 2022. That was day one of self-improvement for me. And so essentially during all of 2022, that was my peak year for Geometry Dash, and when I went back to it around day 200 of my self-improvement journey, it just never felt the same, especially when I was going from extreme, so like I want to be the best Geometry Dash player, to the next day it was like I'm never gonna play this game again. Video games are bad, nobody should play them. I was very, black and white. There's yes or no. It's got to be one or the other. That's what my life was like back then. But I have since learned that the world is not like that whatsoever. From day like 200 to 300, I just kind of juggled with Geometry Dash, and I still continued all the way up till like even this summer, I would say. Not as much, but a little bit. So day 300, I started like running, and I wanted to be like a professional runner or something, like an athlete. Yeah, that never happened either. I continued writing books. I wrote my first book within the first, I finished it on day 74. I finished my second book on day 221, I think. And then I started my third book on November 1st of 2023, which I don't remember the exact day, but it's a little after 300. It's probably around, I don't even know. I really don't know what day it would be, but it's around day 300. Like 310. Holy crap. So yeah. Or actually no, like 320 or something. I think it might have been like 325 or somewhere around there. NaNoWriMo 2023. And then on November 11th, I got my iPad taken away, and my video privileges taken away. I'm not gonna discuss why, whatever, but so from day basically 300 to, day 3, like around day 320 or something, to like 420, or no, like 460, I was just, kind of living by myself. Not by myself, but like living without much technology, or just, I still had technology. I still watch YouTube and stuff, but not for like the first 2 weeks. But I I just couldn't post videos and stuff like that. So yeah. Then when I went back in March of 2024, what did I do? I was like reading more books. I was reading like The Hobbit. That's actually about it, not gonna lie. Yeah, I was reading a little bit more, and then writing more as well. My third book, which I originally planned to be like 150,000 words, ended up being way over that, and it was already like over 200,000 words by this point. And then from day 500, I did something crazy. I did 500 pull-ups in a day, and also on like day 179, I did a marathon. I ran a marathon. I was only gonna run 7 miles that day, but I ended up being extra motivated somehow, and I ended up running a whole marathon. So not a clue why. I just did it. So yeah, anyways, back to day 500 pull-ups on that day, and then that was on April 22nd, 2024, and then the rest of 2020, or the rest of like the spring, I don't remember too much. I had like AP testing, and it was just very busy with school and stuff. And then the summer of 2024, I started my first job at a warehouse, and what did I do? I didn't like the job that much, but it was all right, and it pays well. I had it this summer as well, so. But I slowly started writing my book. I kind of went into a bit of a depression in like June of 2024. I'm trying to go fast because like I could talk about this all day. I'm trying to keep it under like 20 minutes. So yeah, and then July, honestly, July was a good month. So July 7th, 2024, I started a challenge where I wanted to, in 50 days, do 50,000 push-ups and finish my third book. And so in 40 days, I ended up finishing my third book on August 15th, 2024. And then 2 days later, I finished the push-ups. I could have finished the push-ups the day on August 15th, but I waited so then I could do it with like all my cousins in like one big row. I have a picture of it, but I'm not posting it because my cousins and stuff. But it's like we're all like in a row doing like 5 push-ups together. I could have done that, like I only had like 50 push-ups left, so I could have done that on August 15th, but I just chose not to because I wanted to make the moment special. So I finished on August 17th, and that was crazy because my third book was 438,757 words, which is just honestly insane. When I edit the book, I'm gonna be editing it a lot because that's just way too big for any normal book to be published or anything, so way too big. But yeah, then on September 4th, only like 3 weeks later, I started my 4th book, which is just crazy because like I did not think I was gonna boom, went straight to it. So I went straight back into writing. I started doing 100 pull-ups a day as well on September 4th. This was last year, 2024. So I was in cross country. I started cross country for the first time. I wanted to do it in 2023, but when I wanted to join, it was too late. It was already like halfway into the season, so I just wasn't able to join. Yeah, so had cross country. It was pretty fun that year. So September and October were pretty chill. I was writing, reading. I was reading a lot more. I was reading a lot of Stephen King. I hate Pet Sematary. I don't like that book whatsoever. It's probably my least favorite book I've ever read. I don't recommend it. You can read it. I mean, I don't, it's just not for me, honestly. Maybe it's because I was trying to rush through it, and it just felt like such a predictable book, and I don't know. I'm not like the biggest reader or anything, but yeah. Anyways, then in November 2024, NaNoWriMo. So in NaNoWriMo 2023, November, NaNoWriMo's National Novel Writing Month, and it takes place in November. In 2023, and most people do 50,000 words in the 30 days they're given. In 2023, I wanted to do 150,000 words, but I failed because I got those privileges taken away and my recording privileges taken away on November 11th, 2023. But November 2024, I locked the bro. I wrote 150,000 plus 100 words in 28 days. I didn't even need the last 2 days, which is insane. And some of the stats, so I wrote, 4 days of those 28 days were over 10,000 words. And then one of those 4 days was 20,395 words, which was my new best of word count. I mean, I know that's word count is not the only way to measure story and quality over quantity, but sometimes like you just got to get words on the page, and I don't know, I guess I'm just kind of like that sometimes. So yeah, but then I fell into the great burnout of writing, and I did not write like anything for months. So December, January, February, and March, I really did not write whatsoever, like at all. But instead, I went. So when I did those 50,000 push-ups in July and August, and then in September, I was like thinking, what if I try to do 1,000,000 push-ups in a year? And so December, I started preparing a little bit, not much. I could have prepared way more, but I just didn't really care to. And then on January 1st, 2025, I started doing push-ups, and my goal was 1,000,000 push-ups this year. I got tendinitis within the first 3 weeks, and on January 21st, I actually ended up getting to 20,000 push-ups. So I was doing pretty good. Definitely not on pace, but I was doing pretty good. But I had tendinitis, so tendinitis, like right here, it's just not a good thing. It's when your tendons are like, instead of your muscles aching, it's your tendons, and your tendons heal slower, and they get stronger slower and stuff like that. But yeah, so it was a constant battle between like trying to rest enough, but then trying to recover and trying to do push-ups, and like I just couldn't. If I did not have tendinitis, I definitely could do 1,000,000 push-ups in a year. I know I could. Or if like, I just did not like, so I get tendinitis like right here. Some people get it in their elbow, some people get it somewhere. I really don't know where else you would get it, but like in your knee, or some people get in their knee, like the runner tendinitis or something like that. But I got it in my chest and shoulder area, kind of. And if I never got it and I kind of paced myself, I probably could have done like 100,000 push-ups this year. But I quit around like 38,000 push-ups. I just completely quit it, and yeah. So I fell into the worst depression of my life in March of 2025. That's when I quit it. It was partly because I quit it, but also because like I liked a girl, she didn't like me, and so many other things. Like I was thinking about quitting writing forever, and then also just like YouTube in general, or YouTube as well. Kind of was discouraged to like stop posting, or to keep posting on here. So I took a mental health break for like a month, and it was very well needed. And then after March, just posting on YouTube and stuff just has never really felt the same. Like it's never, yeah. But like I don't always want to have a camera, recording me like I used to want. So it's just maturing or something, I don't know. But then the summer, so April and May, honestly, I don't even remember anything. I tried to get back into writing, and I was getting back into writing, but I was not writing that much. Same with June and July, not much. But June and July, I was trying to go back to Geometry Dash. I was trying to make it more natural and actually play when I wanted to, rather than like forcing it. It worked for a little bit, but it just went away, because like when you don't want something, you just don't want it. You know, if it's like it's trying to force someone to become a doctor, whatever, you know, or a lawyer. Like if you just don't want it, you're just not gonna get it. You know, you're not gonna put the effort in to get it if you just don't want it, and that's perfectly fine. Like you don't need to want something. Like if you just truly don't feel it in your gut, you know, in your heart. So yeah, I tried, but it just didn't work. And then August of 2025, Hell Week. So Hell Week, I wanted to make this big, massive writing goal of 70,000 words in 7 days. And somehow I actually did it. So I wrote 10,000 words on August 2nd, as the day one. And then August 1st, August 3rd, I also wrote 10,000 words. And then August 4th, 5,000 words. August 5th and August 6th, I wrote 10,000 words each. And then August 7th, 21,100 words, breaking my record from November, NaNoWriMo 2024, absolutely insane. And then finishing the last day off with 3,900 words, 70,000 words in 1 week. I miss that week a lot, I'm not gonna lie, even though there was definitely some days where I was like, why the hell am I doing this? And I was just like, I'm lonely, you know, like, nobody's ever gonna read these words, what is the point? It's like, they're probably all shitty words, because like I'm just writing way too much, you know, I'm not really focusing on what I'm typing, I'm just kind of doing it, you know. But I did it, and I'm very grateful that I did. I'm proud of myself that I did it. So yeah, and then the rest of August was just kind of chill. I started learning, I got into K-pop in Hell Week, and I started learning K-pop dances. You can actually see them on the YouTube shorts. Learned a couple, and then and now it's basically, now senior year has started yesterday. I'm a senior now. Crazy. But so today's day 1,000, and what I'm planning on doing for the next month. So I've said this many times, where I'm gonna quit social media, quit music, quit all these things. This time, I mean it. I'm gonna just take a break from social media. So day 1,000, I wanted to at least get to day 1,000, record this video, because I just wanted to, you know, do it, have it out there, not regret it. Originally, I wanted to finish my 4th book today. Yeah, it didn't happen. That's fine. I'm at like 407,000 words for my 4th book. It's just so many words, way too many for an actual book, but that's not my worry. The worry is that I'm kind of numbing myself with music, with social media, with AI. I'm addicted to talking to ChatGPT. It's not good. I need to make real friends, and real connections. And I also need to be real with myself. I need to process my own emotions, rather than having somebody on the internet process them, or have a music process them, or a song, or AI process them, you know? I have to process them myself. I have to learn to find inspiration within myself, rather than relying on a song to find that inspiration. So that's what I'm trying to do for this next month, or even longer. The plan is that so starting tomorrow, I'm gonna quit social media, music, and AI until the day where I feel like I'm gonna finish my 4th book. So whatever day, I don't know what day it'll be, but when I feel like I'm gonna, like I'll wake up and I'm like, I'm gonna finish my 4th book today, that's when I'll go back. So, and even if I don't end up finishing it that day and it's the next day, it's fine, but that's what I'll do. So my guess is it's gonna be well over a month. It's probably gonna be a month to 2 months, a month to 3 months is my guess. But yeah, my goal is kind of to finish it before November, so that I can take November and December off as a break, complete break from writing, editing, my entire books in general, and just chill, because like I've been writing almost non-stop for well over a year, like almost 2 years. if we're including my third book. I mean, yeah, sure, there was like the 4-month break where like I just did not write anything. I was doing the push-ups, but still, it was kind of in the back of my mind, you know, like you should be writing or stuff like that. But yeah, so that's kind of moving forward. I'm not really counting the days anymore like I used to. So yeah, but I mean, this is day 1,000. I knew this was day 1,000. Like, obviously I'm going to count day 1,000. Like, who wouldn't? But yeah, I'm proud of myself for making it here. It's kind of crazy. Like, I thought it was going to be some grand day. I mean, obviously if I finished my 4th book, it would have been a bit more grand, but it's just a normal day, honestly. And you can hear the birds singing. It's just a normal day. Gonna go to school. Trying to enjoy this school year because it's my last year of high school. I'm gonna try and enjoy it as much as I can. But yeah, I guess that is it for day 1,000. 1,000 days of self-improvement. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I feel like, and I guess I can go into just a little bit more. So the main lessons I've learned, I feel like, is that everything's not so black and white. You know, I'm starting to learn like characterization more for my books, but also just in real life. Like, everybody lives such different lives that you really don't know what people are going through. You don't know these things. So like somebody in my school, I'm not gonna name them, somebody in my school yesterday told me that he's gonna be a father. Okay, I don't even know if I should be saying this in general, but like, I doubt he'll even watch it. He does. I don't really talk to him often, like literally ever. But he said that, and I was like, wow, I would have, you know, like, that's crazy. Being a father at 18, I just can't even imagine. Like, he has to grow up so quick now, probably. Well, not probably, he does if he wants to be a good father, you know? And that's just insane. And then there's other people who are probably, you know, partying, or there's other people, like, you know, trying to get a scholarship, or trying to, you know, be good at a sport, go D1, or me trying to be a writer, eventually, you know, publish books and stuff. And it's so easy for me to like hate on the people who are like partying, because it's like, why are they wasting their life? But the same can go for those people who are partying. They can look at me like, why is he so quiet? Why is he like so not social, or like whatever, you know? And there's like, what's the point of doing that? Because like, we're all in this hellhole of life. You know, we're all in this hellhole together, okay? And we all have our own struggles, desires, ambitions. You know, we all have it. We all have our own things going for us. We all have our own relationships. We all have our own family. We all have our own things. And some people don't have a family. Some people don't have many friends. Some people don't have these things in place that some people like me do. And I should be grateful rather than hating on other people who, you know, I don't even know personally, in real life and on social media. So I think that if we start embracing each other's differences, which 2 years ago I would have never said anything like this, but I think instead of like hating on each other for living different lives, like I used to hate on video games and people who played them so much, but instead of hating on them, just like think of, like, they just let them play, you know? They might have a dream of becoming the next, you know, big gamer in whatever game they want to play. Or maybe they don't. They can just have fun. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's probably the biggest lesson I've learned, is to just accept everybody is different, accept that people have many different goals, that not everyone wants to be a freaking writer. Not everyone wants to be, you know, like a runner or a bodybuilder. I mean, I don't even want to be that, you know. I used to. Or, you know, not everybody wants to be certain things. Not everybody wants to be what you want to be. Let them be what they want to be. So instead of hating on what other people want to be, find out what you want to be, who you want to be. And starting today, not tomorrow, not Monday, not the first of the month, not New Year's, start today. Start figuring out today how you can get closer to who you want to be. Because I think following your own dreams is probably the most important thing you can do. And it's easy to hate on people whose dreams are like the most basic things ever. Like, oh, my dream is to, I don't know, start a business and be my own entrepreneur, be my own manager or boss or whatever. Or, stable 9 to 5. Like, people, it's so easy to hate on people who have like these more traditional dreams or just NPC dreams, but it's like, just let them live their life. They're still humans. They still have feelings, emotions. Just let them be who they want to be, and let yourself be yourself as well. So yeah, that is it for today. Day 1,000 of my self-improvement journey. Absolutely insane. Hope you guys learned something from this video. If not, it's totally fine. I hope you guys have a great day. And don't forget to follow your dreams. Goodbye. I'll see you on the day I finish my 4th book. Let's do this.